Whenever people from Yanshui Township in Tainan County are asked where they come from, they only need to mention beehive rockets for everyone to know the answer. It is almost certain that the people of Yanshui would never have dreamt that the town's beehive rocket celebrations would one day become one of the most famous festivals in the whole of Taiwan. The rocket launchers are made in a way that reflects special Taoist meanings. The six-story construction, which is measured in Chi, about a third of a meter, represents the six harmonies. The width of 2.4 Chi represents the 24 solar divisions in a year, and the height of 3.6 Chi represents the 36 stars of heaven. The launcher's 108 rockets stand for the 108 heroes in Taoist scripture. At the end of the Qing dynasty, Yanshui was struck by a plague. Lacking modern medical advances, it was almost impossible to treat the disease. Luckily, the god of war ordered a procession through the town on the night of the Lantern Festival, with the deity master Zhou Cang leading at the front and the god of war himself protecting from the back. To scare away the evil plague spirit, worshippers set off firecrackers behind the procession. The whole activity lasted until dawn the next day. Nowadays, the setting off of beehive rockets and firecrackers starts as soon as night has arrived. With the deities and palanquin bearers both fully armored, the procession starts from the Wu Temple and continues until 5 or 6 the next morning. The beehive rocket launchers, which are set off to thank the god of war for protecting the people, are by far the most spectacular part of the event. When the palanquin arrives, the launchers are lit, sending tens of thousands of rockets spiraling in every direction and creating a dazzling scene of firelight and color. People shout and scream as the rockets are propelled toward them. Firelight lights the night sky, rendering the town without sleep for a whole night. Those brave enough to participate are mostly the young. Several foreigners also come to experience the unique festivities. In Taiwan, many of the traditional Lantern Festival celebrations are meant to bring fortune, prosperity, and longevity. The firecracker parade through the streets of Yanshui and shooting Master Handan in Taidong are both rituals with long histories. In Taidong, the custom of shooting Master Handan with firecrackers to obtain his blessings has a history of more than 50 years. It's as famous as the sky lanterns in Pingxi and launching beehive rockets in Yanshui. Master Handan was a military general in the Shang dynasty more than 2,000 years ago. On his death, he was assigned the post of supervisor of the Treasury of Heaven and became one of the 5 gods of fortune. Therefore, the custom of greeting Handan is actually the greeting of the god of fortune. As Master Handan dislikes the cold, people light firecrackers to warm him. According to legend, when serious flooding once struck the county of Taidong, the only household to survive was a family that worshipped Master Handan. After the tragedy, they continued to worship him and urged fellow villagers to ask Master Handan to patrol the area on the day of the Lantern Festival each year to prevent disaster and bring fortune. Thus, the custom of bombing Master Handan continues to this day. The question of who should play the role of Master Handan is considered a matter of great importance by locals.
只要有心就会使，但是当时呢，这是看个人伊的观念甲伊的出发点。主要是答应百姓这个地主吼，这个宗教上的这个意义就是讲，你若去你伫伊顶接受炮轰，接受这鞭炮的洗礼，会当啊吼，敢若讲咱今年度未来这今年度的当中，甲咱无好的，甲咱歹运的，吼，甲扫好清气。 会当带来咱好运、平安、顺遂，有这个宗教意义，所以有真侪人才争取要来答应这个百姓的邯郸。
Faith is the only source of strength for someone devoting his own flesh to Master Handan by standing tall on a palanquin and enduring a bombardment of firecrackers from every direction. Faith acts as a plate of armor. The real-life Master Handan is strong in the belief that the divine power will help him along the correct Taoist path.
第一次当邯郸的啊，第一个跌就一定是介疼啦，啊来就拢麻去，无啥物感觉， 都感觉小小安尼尔。
When Mr. Chun performed the role of Master Han Dan, he was wearing nothing but a pair of red shorts with 2 branches from a banyan tree to protect his eyes. He stood proudly on top of the palanquin and was cheered loudly by the crowd as firecrackers rained down. Despite the deafening noise of exploding firecrackers, the stifling smell of gunpowder, and the wounds inflicted upon him, he managed to stand as tall and firm as a mountain. One cannot help but feel a few pangs of sympathy when watching the crowd pelt these real-life Master Handans with firecrackers. If not for the protection provided by the gods, surely a man's flesh could not stand such abuse. People in the crowd cover their ears to dampen the noise from the firecrackers as they explode against the skin of the real-life Master Handan. The air is full of gunpowder smoke and the remains of firecrackers, turning an otherwise normal street into a shocking and fascinating theater of festive and religious fervor. Each real-life Master Handan circles the arena 3 or 4 times before passing the role to the next person. The crowd applauds and cheers the brave men as they step down from the palanquins. Once this array of festivities has ended, though it is hard to tear oneself away, one has no choice but to return to one's everyday life once again. On the night of the Lantern Festival, thousands and thousands of Taiwanese people pour their hearts and souls into creating a night sky full of firelight and splendor. The Lantern Festival swoops in like a great symphony of sound and color, shaking the nation into a flurry of celebration, setting free people's innermost hopes and prayers. The magic of this night is sure to leave a deep and lasting imprint on Taiwan and its people forevermore.